Okay, live. I think Instagram is telling my followers that I've started a live video. Okay, I don't know what this is. Oh, I suppose I know what that is. Good evening, you're welcome. Crown Aroma, you just joined. You're welcome. Hi, Timmy. You're welcome. Tech ESM, you've joined. You're welcome. My guest will be joining in very soon, and we can start, I suppose. I'm back on. Therapist Olas joined. You're welcome. Omalewa, you're welcome. Larry B, you're welcome. Okay. We're just gonna wait a little while for Sean to join, and we'll be good. Okay. Can you request to join, Shell? Can you request to join? Or just invite you myself? Don't worry. I sent you an invite.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So nice to see you. Hope you're good.
Thank
You're
Yes, I
welcome.
am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome to 30 Minutes with Tosin. And my guest is here with us. Her name is Afolayan Oluwaseun, and she's an occupational therapy practitioner. And she just wants to talk about something I've been quite passionate for her. It's about how some practitioners may exploit clients, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Judging by the way the program has been going before now, I think that some of my introductions take a lot of time, and in the end, the speaker doesn't have to do what the person is meant to do. So I would just want you to flow, and then, of course, if we have questions, we'll be able to ask.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so this topic or this talk is very dear to my heart because having worked with so many pediatric patients and having parents come to you and be vulnerable, and then that's the moment that you can demand for anything, play your cards, and game right.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there are points that level is very you know it's a place where you can easily take profit for yourself in every wise, and then realizing that this person is explaining to you the same things that other therapists have done over time,
Mm,
and then they just think that you'll be different.
okay.
Not the first, not the second, not the third, not the fourth. And then it just made me wonder, this is happening, is reoccurring so much. It's reoccurring so much.
Mm,
And it's something that we really need to talk about beyond making money as therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, even in the medical line at the medical world at large. There's this I know many practitioners are already burnt out and all of that, but putting that on clients doesn't seem like the way to do, especially people that are supposed to, have empathy at the core of their
okay.
profession. It's saddening that you get to hear many parents talk about how therapists have, used them. That's the word. You use them. You for your own personal gain. At the end of the day, money. It's not money. It's all money. It's all money. It's all money and money. And then you leave that patient to the hand of the parents and they're wondering, do we need to get another therapist? Do we need to just, you know, stay like that without having a therapist? And somehow they give up on therapy itself. And really, that cannot even help, because by the time a therapist comes on board and has good intentions, they don't believe. They don't believe. So after a while, that one also, you know, flops. And they're like, that's how all of them are. So somehow it has created this notion for people to even do their job right, that all therapists is just all branding. And to think that somebody said to me that you people are all, is it not just packaging? And I said, excuse you, I have a certificate. I went to school to do this thing. I studied a course, excuse me. So, you know, many of them are getting to find out that people just throw out crash interventions out to people to do their job so that they can pay them some very meager amount of money. And this is not fair. This is not fair. We are not helping our clients. We're not helping the care that they should be getting. If we think that all the care that they should be getting is just physical, behavioral, and all of that, we'd be lying. Because truly, you are impacting on the health, on the emotional health of even the parents that take care of these children after your 2 to 6 hours job, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
So everything that you do, you get a feedback. The feedback will be from the parent back to the child, and then it feels like you're not getting results. But there's no continuum in therapy because you have exploited the person that's supposed to be paying you and supposed to be feeling good that, oh, I have a therapist handling my child. There's someone taking care of my child. My child is in good hands. People don't have that rest anymore. That's why it feels like there are cameras everywhere in every therapy room. I don't think it used to be like this a long time ago. I believe people try, I don't know, started
Maybe
a
not
long
in the
time ago.
I mean, it's always been like that in, I mean, some other parts of the world.
Yeah, but now people intentionally know that they know that a therapist is coming, and then the next thing they are thinking of is getting cameras. There's no trust anymore. There's no trust.
Okay.
We're breaking the trust. We're breaking the trust, and then it's only a matter of time that people don't believe in us anymore.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Nigeria, I don't know how it happens outside the country, but I'm just talking about our situation here in Nigeria.
Maybe we'll get
People
comments
just
from
want to,
people.
yeah,
Maybe we'll get comment from some people, and
yeah.
might be able to shed some light. But I really wanted to, I mean, these therapists like yourself, people are trying to make ends meet, right? This is business for them. So how can you really how do you think you can draw the line between someone exploiting a client and someone just being business smart? You know, I'm just being business wise. I'm trying to make the
Yeah.
best. No fixed amount for therapy. It's not like every session is 200 naira. I think that I can make a parent pay 500 naira. Why not? I think I deserve it. So why shouldn't that parent pay me 20,000 per hour? So I mean, at what point do you really get the point? I mean, when do you see someone is
Yeah.
exploiting the client really?
Okay, so there is intentionality and there is professionalism, and that is how I think that you can actually draw a boundary, draw that line. Now, charging for a service that you would render
Mm,
exceptionally well is not exploitation.
okay.
You can be charging basic and still be like exploiting
Mm.
in a way that, in fact, the parent is carrying all of their life's problems, they're giving you many bonuses by the side, and you are doing nothing. You can charge 10 naira if you are doing nothing. You
Mm.
are still taking, you are profiting from a service that you should be rendering, and you are not doing it.
So
You are,
the
yeah,
challenge with that, Sharon, is at the moment that the therapist is trying to charge these particular clients, right? To them, they believe that they're going to render the best service, I suppose. So I
yeah.
mean, do you think the problem is more about regulation to say that if a client is getting a particular practitioner and let's say the person has not worked for more than let's say 5 years, this is the range that they should charge. if you work from 5 to this years, this number of years, this is the range you charge. Plus, I mean, if your certification is this is the range you charge. Do you think that really is the problem? That maybe if you had more regulation in place, maybe things would be better. Do you think so?
I think regulation is good, but having a price range to a particular certification and year of experience happens in other places of work. But
Okay.
if a person that has been in the profession for 7 years, 12 years, 10 years is not able to render what somebody who just came out of school is giving, then how do we say that, okay, this price range is for this price range for everybody can determine their price? It's
Okay.
fine. If you say one session is 100,000, I don't have any issues with you as long as that patient can pay. We're taught that you should charge according to the social economic status of your patient, right? You know the kind of patients that you might not even take. Some people hear, what's the location of this job? And once they hear it, I'm not going.
Okay.
We all have what we consider before we take any job. And that's just the truth. We want to know, where does this patient live? Sometimes they'll hear Ajegunle and be like, they will not pay.
Okay.
You already have that in mind that, oh, this patient cannot pay me. There is no point going. You know what you want. I think everybody in this profession knows what they are looking for. Some people want to make impact, some people want to make money.
Okay.
It's different. Now, if you know that you want to make money, then you have to do the hard work for whatever you're going to be paid for. If we're talking about money, it's not just exploitation in terms of money and money alone. People pick on clients' vulnerability and show a form of unnecessary power.
Okay.
That is when you begin to take therapy sessions, and then you can do whatever you want, at times that you like. A 2-hour session, you finish it in 1 hour, 30 minutes. All you do is play until you hear someone walking in, and then you act like you're doing something. You know that, oh, I should research more because, yeah,
Now,
treatment should be individualized.
that's an
Yeah.
interesting angle. That's an interesting angle for you to look at. I mean, if you're talking about exploitation, it's not just about money alone. It could also be about in terms of the commitment to service. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, commitment to service. Because after someone hands over a child to you, hands over an adult to you, hand over a loved one, someone they care about to you, believing that you're able to do same at a price,
All right.
at a price that you gave, you agreed on, and then
Okay.
you do not do, then you come and you cause issues in that family. Because when people start paying for a service and they're not getting it, they get frustrated. Whoever
Okay.
is receiving the care knows that, oh, my caregiver is just always angry about something. There's this
Right.
vibe I'm getting from these people. I just want to be well. And then you also make them sad. So I don't even know how the whole treatment that you are giving is going to work, because we're looking at the biopsychosocial point of view where we're treating. You're treating someone physically, but this person is not emotionally sane
Right.
as a therapist. And then you say, I'm just there to do range of motion. I'm just there to increase range of motion. However, this person feels is none of my business. You are
Okay.
exploiting.
All right. Can I pause you for a moment, okay?
That's it.
Someone's comments. Someone has a comment here that says that personally, I don't think there's anything like overcharging as long as the
Yes,
person is getting value for what they paid for. Is
yes.
that your stance?
Yes, that's my stand, because I asked for, or someone asked for 5,000 for a session, and someone on the other end asked for 30,000 naira.
Hmm.
It depends nobody is forcing anybody to accept whatever charges. Whatever
But
you feel like you can pay for is fine.
oh,
However,
let's continue.
however,
Okay, go on,
yeah,
please.
however, there's a moderation to these things.
How do you
You
judge
can't.
that? How do you judge
What?
this? I mean, my first question is, if we have to wait till the end of the results to determine whether someone has been exploited or not, don't you think that's a problem? I mean, this
No,
is a
we don't have
question
to
to
wait
you
till the
and
end of the results.
because I mean, if you say that you don't think there's anything wrong with overcharging as long as the client is getting value, that means you can't say at the point in time when the practitioner tells a particular family this is the amount to pay. You can't say that's exploitation until you say, okay, I mean, until you see my work. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, no. I'm not saying that. Now, like I said earlier, exploitation is not just money. We're seeing it from a point of okay, every exploitation is intentional, and it can take a while for you to finish up the whole process and the planning. Exploitation is not just something that you did not intend to do. It is intentional.
Okay.
You get clients, you know that these ones are like this. These ones don't really stay at home. I can get to do this. Now, you turn every of their resources
Hmm.
from money, their house, their time, every of their resources that they have as a person, and then you turn it for your own profits.
Okay.
For your own profit, you are utilizing other people for your own gain. That is what exploitation is.
All right.
Charging people, yeah.
Go on, go on.
So
I'm
charging people, when do we
okay.
even say that you overcharge? If we are talking about overcharging, if I feel like 10,000 naira is my worth for a service, and you feel like it is 2,000 naira for yours, I did not overcharge. I just placed money on my value. I only placed money on my
However
value.
ridiculous that is, however ridiculous that amount is,
They are very ridiculous amounts. In numbers there are outliners.
right?
There's a range for these things, and as people in this in this business, we actually know that there's a range for these things. Can Mr. Tosin, have you ever charged the patient for a session 100,000? It's not sustainable for the client.
Okay.
Okay, let's just say that intentionally do charging a price that you know the patient cannot sustain for 3 months. You know
Mm.
that you are overcharged. How much is someone
Okay.
earning? How much is the
Let me
person
ask
earning?
you, let me ask you this question again a different way, okay? When you started, you did say that somehow there's like an unwritten rule, okay, that says
Yeah,
that you charge clients based on what you think they can afford. All right.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
supposing that I'm a therapist and I have four clients, maybe in the remote of Ikorodu, for instance. Apologies to people in Ikorodu. It doesn't mean that's a village. I'm just saying the remote of Ikorodu, okay? Four clients, every one of them is paying, let's say, 1,000 naira per session. That is ridiculously low by any standard. But you take it, all right, because you think you need to do something. And then someone has called you up to come and work somewhere else, and you see this client and you think that this client is able to pay. And you decide in your mind to say, okay, for all the monies that I've lost from these other ones, because I'm not able to make, I should make for my worth. Can I put it on? Would that still be expectation? I mean, if I now ask this client to pay me maybe 20K, 30K per session, and even though I know that that's not what I should charge normally, all right. But then I'm thinking these other four ones that I'm doing almost pro bono for, charge this one much more than I usually should charge them. But that's to be
okay,
exploitation.
no, that I don't see that. Okay. You said this thing. So this is it. I already said it the first time that really you would not take a job that you know that you cannot get what your value is.
All right.
I know
Okay.
many people that say they cannot work on the mainland because mainland cannot pay. And there are some of us who would willingly give ourselves for 2 hours to a client on a very low amount that is more like our transport fare. I said it before. Some people are in it for the business. Some people are here for the impact.
I
It's a
feel.
different ball game for
Hmm.
everyone of us. What we're looking for is quite different. And
That's
for someone who is in it for the business,
hmm.
you're going to pay overcharging. It's there for the business.
Okay.
They are the ones that once they say my session is 12,000, if you say 11,500, they are not going to take it.
Right.
They already know what they want. That fee must not drop. They know how they structure themselves. Why in this for different reasons? But whatever
Hmm.
the reason is, like I said earlier, whether you're in it for a business or you're in it for impact, make sure that you have a clear conscience by the time you're doing whatever you're doing. I had a patient that the mom would come through the window to just check what was going on.
Hmm.
And then if the child is needs like a timeout for himself, she would say, how many minutes is he going to stay there for? Time is going, oh.
And time is
And you know,
money.
I want time is going. And I had to be calm with her. After
Right.
my 4 hour session with this woman, I would explain what was done during the session. I would make her know why I did what.
Right.
I, her vulnerability to me was how I was able to increase our own strength and not profit myself while she drains.
Right.
Let's look at the people that we treat for real. Some of them already have dysfunctional families because of whatever disorder or whatever diagnosis is already presented. We're not about to start causing more harm in a client, in a patient's life. We're not about to start doing that. If you know that what is tragic is causing an issue and you want your patient to be fine, if you're truly looking at the good of your patient, it's either you opt out of the job or you pick an amount that resonates more with them.
I
Many
think that
patients
the point I
actually,
got from you really is, I think the point I got from this question I asked is this. If you are going to take a job that you think is going to put you at the risk of wanting to exploit another person just to make up, then
yeah,
don't. That's
just
the
don't
point.
do it because
Right.
exploitation is intentional. So when you see that I make 6,000 naira from this client, it's not going to be enough. What can I do? Then you begin to ask for flashcards that you can use your phone for, or you can use a visual for, and then you begin to increase the price of things in the market. Things that they can get at 2,000, you're saying it's 10,000. It has to be imported. You need
Right.
1,000 of it just because of what you're about to make. Really, really. And then when you now need a particular material that is actually expensive, what do? So many people are unable to do things for their clients without putting a price.
Um, okay. There's
You
another
are just
comment
so
here for you. There's another comment here for you. Mr. Shea is a football fan, so obviously I can get that. It says there's nothing like overcharging. That for him, he likens it to transfer fees for footballers. Whatever charges the parents and therapists agree to is the right value. I can
yes,
just have a landing on that, but we're still saying that there really still has to be some form of moderation. Because the
and
truth is that
regulation.
parents don't know any better. Okay? They don't know about the range, they don't know anything about the condition
Mm.
of the child or of their family that has a disability. They know nothing about our profession, and then this person they are meeting is their very first contact, all right, into the world
Mm-hmm.
of therapy. It means that that person can have a huge influence in their lives in terms of
Yeah.
going to trust the profession, trust professionals, or even go the whole length of therapy. Some families have been burnt once, and because of that, they've decided to keep their child at home or their family and they want to do, I mean,
Yes.
nothing to do with people anymore.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's important for us to know that
True.
no matter what we think it's supposed to be the normal value, something is called moderation, and we have to be able to switch.
Yes, yes, come on. Like even as a footballer, there's an amount that is paid to footballers, right? Like we have a job. Okay, from this to this is paid for these guys. So there is still a regulation. There is
Yeah,
still a regulation around it. You can charge high, charge low, but there's a point you know that you have gone too far. And
yeah,
really, it's not about us to start, it's not for us to start putting a price like, oh, 40,000 is too far. 40,000 might not be too far for some clients because they can pay it.
yeah,
And as long as they are doing the value for that price, they don't have any issues with it. So don't take a job, don't take a client, don't continue because many people may have started on a very good ground. Don't continue what you know that in the long run, soon I'm going to need to start doing some things that are not right, some things that are going to start affecting this client. We need to remember that you are not just treating a physical illness, whether it's a physical or there are so many things involved. You're treating a fracture and the person is still depressed, or you're treating a fractured bone and your patient is still depressed. Please,
yeah,
and if that leg is fine and your patient is still depressed, you're going to probably have someone who would has commit a suicide in the next 3 weeks. But I just treated this person now and he was fine. No, he wasn't. That is
mm,
how we therapists think. We know that we treat patients on a holistic level. So whatever you are doing is on a holistic level. And
yeah.
if we keep paying attention to it's only sensory issues that they said he has, what's this addition? We're really not being professionals.
So
Let's
I'm
draw the
thinking,
line.
because of time, of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. It's almost 7.
yeah. Because of time, of course, I'm thinking we can find a way to wrap up. If we recall the theme of the year for occupational therapy, I mean, for the word occupational therapy, it's all about justice, as it were, creating
Then,
opportunity and choice, and that will lead to. I think that this is what this is about in terms of exploitation. How much of opportunities are we really creating for the families of those who are working with, and how much of choice do they have? If we back them into a corner because we think they don't have a choice, that's not justice. If the
yeah,
opportunity to get access to our therapy is not actually, if the service we're trying to render is not going to be the best service, then that means we're not giving the clients the opportunity really to have access to the best service. As long as we can't give them justice, then that would be exploitation, correct?
yeah. Occupational justice, yes. Opportunity plus choice. Everybody truly has a choice to make when it comes to these things. And you don't have to do what you don't have to do. Nobody
Mm,
is forcing. It's not gone on anybody's head to take a client or take an amount.
right.
If it does not pay you, if you think that you will not be the best at it, please just drop it. Please
Mm,
just, whether you're in it for business, I'm not about to start making you change your mind that you should be in it for impact.
yeah,
Everybody with their stripes. Be with it, be in it for the business. Oh, you came into therapy because you heard that they make a lot of money. Do the work. Do
right.
the work on a holistic level, full scope occupational therapy, full scope physiotherapy, full scope everything,
Change,
everything that you do.
anything,
Yeah,
yeah. Thank
full
you very
scope. I saw a
much.
comment. Yeah, for the range, my advice to parents is to make findings. As parents, you can also make your findings before committing to the price put forward by the therapist. Many things
Absolutely.
change over time. Change
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Thank
that's
you
a
so
fair point
much.
as well for parents. If you have
Yeah.
any parents who are going to be watching this, if you meet a client and they give you a fee, just try to find out. Just try to find out and see that you're not being exploited as well. Thank you very much, Sean, for
Thank
being a
you.
part of it. I feel like there
Thank
should be
you.
much more sessions on exploitation, and I'm thinking maybe there are other people I can try to bring on board again just to talk more about this. I feel there's a lot more to talk about. Thank you for your
Yeah.
insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Okay.
so much for speaking.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody
Thank you
who's been part
for
of it.
joining.
Yeah. Um, See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.